Let's consider how HeatingSave can help with equipment monitoring. Now, when I say equipment, I'm really talking about electromechanical. And we find this in all sorts of areas, and I'll give some examples. Fridges, freezers, compressors, air heat source pumps, ground heat source pumps. You'll find electromechanical devices all over the place. They're made by man. Because they're made by man, eventually they'll wear out and fall apart. And quite often it's the mechanical part of these devices which fails. And as that starts to fail, it puts strain on the electrical component, typically the motor or even within the motor itself, and that causes it to draw more current. As it draws more current, it gets hotter. And in the final analysis, of course, this can cause a fire. Now, you get smoke and things like this, obviously, before a fire normally takes place. But before you get that, you also get other telltale warning signs. And that's exactly what we're trying to pick up in the HeatingSave monitoring system. What sort of parameters can HeatingSave measure? Well, the first of these, and if you've seen in any of the other videos, you'll see temperature is something which we measure in different sorts of forms and guises all over the place. And the one I'm going to talk about today here is this fella, and this is the T3527 device, which comprises a ZIG wireless sensor, and also within this we are measuring temperature and relative humidity, as well as 2 stainless steel temperature probes. Now you can see that they're on quite a long piece of cable. That's because sometimes the equipment can be quite large that you're wanting to monitor. So how do we do that, and how would we attach these particular probes to a device that we want to monitor, say a fridge or a freezer? Well, it just so happens I've got one here. So this is a freezer, in fact it's a fridge freezer, an old one. And what I want to do here is I can use these temperature sensors and I can put them on the pipework here. I could put them on the other piece of pipework here, or attach them to parts of the compressor themselves, so that I can individually measure the temperature in different parts of the compressor and motor equipment. HeatingSave constantly takes readings from these temperature sensors and sends it to the HeatingSave hub. There, the data is analysed to see whether there's any strange characteristics taking place, or whether the equipment is doing something which you would not normally expect. Other parameters that we might want to measure include sound and volatile organic compounds. So why do we want to measure those? Well, firstly, if electromechanical devices in particular start going wrong, they're inclined to get more noisy. And as they get more noisy, we can pick this up. And we're picking this up in microseconds. So we are analysing, if you like, the audible signature of that particular piece of equipment. The sensor we use for that is this one here. And this sensor is a dual sensor. It will also measure volatile organic compounds in the atmosphere. So why do you want to measure those? Well, plastics in particular, before they catch fire, as they get hotter and hotter, and don't forget a lot of casings are made out of plastic, as they get hotter and hotter, they start giving off fumes. Now, these are probably not enough to set off a smoke detector, but can be detected by our device here. And so as these increase, and maybe the temperature of parts of the equipment increase, and also maybe the temperature in the vicinity of that piece of equipment increases, those are the telltale signs that tells you that something is not right. Measuring the temperature at various points within the equipment and the airborne qualities of the air surrounding it, that will give us an indication if things aren't right. So where do we put these sensors? Well, these sensors can be monitored simply by just putting them on the back of the, in this case a fridge freezer, on the back of the fridge freezer here, and these will then wirelessly talk to our hub, which we've shown you in previous videos, which is this fella here, And this could be quite a distance away. It's a wireless mesh network, and I've got it upside down. And the wireless hub will talk to the sensors, collect the data, and then the software within this is the software that the user can use to analyze what's going wrong. Now, there are several different ways in which alerts can be communicated. This unit is capable of sending a text alert. It can send an email. But one of the nicest features, and this is quite new, is it will send audible text messages to your mobile device. But when it comes out at the other end to you, it's talking to you. So you could be lying in bed, middle of the night, you'll suddenly get an alert saying, fire warning alert, or equipment failure. And then it will tell you in speech exactly the premises, the location, and what it thinks is going wrong. You can then use the software on board this T3521 hub to analyze that data further. So it's like second line support to see whether this alert that you just received by speech is something that needs further investigation. Let's look in a bit more detail regarding the voice alerts, speech alerts that you will get when you use the HeatingSave monitoring system for plant equipment and machinery. I have to say these speech alerts also apply to many other parts of HeatingSave too, but the bit we're interested in today is we might have a fridge, a freezer, a piece of plant or equipment or something like that, and something's seriously going wrong with it and we want to know about it. We want to receive the speech alerts. So I have my mobile phone here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I switch off all the apps, so I've got no app running here whatsoever. And I'm just going to leave this by the side of my bed, and I'm feeling a bit tired. I think I'm going to go to sleep. So I shall put the phone by the side of my bed, and now I'm going to go and have a sleep.
General equipment failure. 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 General equipment.
Now I'm going to enter my passcode on the mobile phone.
Good morning. The temperature of the kitchen refrigerator compressor has just exceeded 109.75 degrees centigrade. The surrounding airborne volatile organic compounds are 85% and air temperature is 95. The compressor sound level is higher than normal. You have a problem here. There could be a danger of fire. Please take immediate action.
And now, of course, what I would do was I would check this out by using the second line support software, which is inside the HeatingSave application. There I can see graphs and visualization of the data, and I can make that human decision as to, do we really have the possibility of a fire or some really serious equipment failure, or is this just an alert of something which can be taken care of, say, tomorrow.